Hi guys, it's Ariel and today we are going to be talking about my tattoos and the reasons behind why I got them. So I think we're going to start with my first ever tattoo I got, because that's where every tattooist I think would start, right? Or maybe not, because I mean, do you regret your tattoos? Well, I don't, because I believe that every tattoo has a story. So my first tattoo was at the bottom of my back. It actually says Gallagher Girl. Now Gallagher is my surname, which a lot of people don't know, so yeah, surprise. And no, I'm not related to Liam or Noel Gallagher, because I get that a lot. However, this tattoo I got when I just turned 18, so I entered adulthood with my first tattoo, and I thought I was the absolute bee's knees. I went with my mum. My mum treated me to this on my birthday, and my nana came with me as well for support, along with other family members. Yeah, it was acting like a humongous event because I think I was a little bit anxious. But the tattoo artist at the time was amazing. He did meditation and was very spiritual, so he was very caring and understanding. The pain threshold for this, I would probably say, was at the time about a good 8 out of 10. And now, I mean, I haven't had a back tattoo at the moment that's lower to around that space, so I couldn't actually give an estimate on the pain threshold of that, but I still love this tattoo, and it has actually grown up my back as I have grew slightly from then in the years. But yeah, I absolutely love this tattoo, and I mean, it's my surname, right, so nothing can go wrong with that. My next tattoo I will go on to will be my hands. My hands tattoo, I have quite a lot of symbolic tattoos on my hand, and they were kind of done at different times. I mean, usually if I am getting a tattoo, I do tend to like to plan what I'm getting, because like I said, every tattoo means something to me. So on my hands I do have my year of birth and my son's year of birth, and they are the Roman numerals across my knuckles. For this pain threshold, wow, yes, I would probably say that it was a good 9.5 out of 10. The reason why I'm not giving 10 out of 10 for a pain threshold is because of the time, because they did only take about 20 to 30 minutes. But yeah, my hand went into an absolute meltdown anytime that tattoo gun went onto my hand and the vibration started. So anyone that is getting hand tattoos, be prepared for a little bit of pain. I do also have symbols out of the angelic diary. Each symbol has a meaning to me. If you want to go and check this out, go and Google the angelic diary and have a look at my hand tattoos and figure out what they mean. And drop a comment below, that'd be excellent to see who knows what they actually mean. On my other hand, which is my left hand, I have a Queen of Hearts on my thumb. This was a Blackpool tattoo. And yeah, the pain threshold for this, it took about 10 seconds, so I wouldn't say it was ridiculously painful at all whatsoever. And I think in the UK, every tattoo artist that I've come across has said everyone has to have a Blackpool tattoo. I'm not sure why, because this tattoo shop was very small and I almost felt like I walked into a brothel, but I didn't, thankfully. I have a queen symbol, a crown on my index finger, my finger, and again the pain threshold for this was probably a mere 2-3 out of 10. It wasn't painful at all because of the time. It took only about 20 seconds to do, and I got the crown because of the Queen of Hearts on my thumb. I have a cover up on my middle finger, which I'm hoping to get covered up again, because we all make mistakes in life, right? And we are my wedding finger and my pinky finger. I have I love you on my wedding finger and pinky promise on my little finger. I think it's quite obvious to the reasons behind these. I love you is my wedding finger, and I literally want to be in that happy ending. I know it's very cliche, but once I'm married, and the I love you and the ring, I think it's just symbolic to me personally. And the pinky promise, I believe, is the most unbreakable bond you can make with someone when you make that pinky promise. So yeah, I had to get that tattooed on my little finger just to kind of, you know, permanently put that in place. I then have little H in English script just above my thumb with a little tiny Mickey head, which is a representation of my son. I didn't want his name tattooed on me just for the fact of I didn't want all questions of, oh, who's that, or etc, etc, which I'm sure everyone who's had a name tattooed on them has been asked. So yeah, I thought that meant a lot to me. I do refer to him as my little H, and he will always be my little H, even when he grows up to be 40 odd years of age. But I absolutely love this tattoo. The next tattoo we'll go to is the Manchester B, which is on my left upper wrist, showing to the outside. And for this tattoo, for anyone that knows the Manchester B, that is the symbol for Manchester. It's logoed everywhere, and unfortunately there was a massive violent terrorist attack that happened in Manchester at the Ariana Grande concert. A lot of lives were taken and it was a very dreadful event, but as Manchesters and Mancunians are, we all pulled together, and I think the B now has become to more of a symbol of strength for Mancunians. And Zap Juice, who are an e-liquid brand who I have a lot of cooperation with, the bosses from there and their HQ tended to put a load of money in a charity for what happened, and in return of that we got the Manchester B tattoo, as that was trending at that time, to help provide charities, you know, and those that were suffering at such losses and whoever was affected by the attack. So that was really nice to spend that day knowing that something good was coming of it. I then have a Minnie and Mickey glove hand in hearts on my inner wrist, and I mean, Minnie and Mickey have been an absolute adorable. They're adorable, aren't they? Let's face it. I mean, it's Disney, and a lot of my tattoos as we go along this video are Disney. I love Minnie and Mickey. I think their bond is amazing. I love how cute they are, and when I seen this I was just like, I need that symbol on my wrist. The next one we'll go on to is the Beauty and the Beast tattoo. I think the Beauty and the Beast has been an absolutely incredible Disney film. It's one of my favourite childhood films. I love the story tale. I love how it's very traditional. And I mean, I have the rose in a glass vase with the scroll across it saying "until the last petal falls." To me, I think that's, you know, it's a symbol of never give up. Never give up, and always support the ones that you love, because you can't help who you fall for, right? And you know, it's just fighting towards the good in people, and I think a lot of people have edged more love towards Beauty and the Beast. I mean, even IKEA are doing glasses now with roses in, so yeah. The next one after that is the Jack and Sally tattoo. Jack and Sally are from The Nightmare Before Christmas, and I mean, I think this is, wow, an amazing film. It's, I mean, you know, Blink-182, they've even mentioned it in their song, who I'm a massive fan of, and it's just an incredibly beautiful tattoo. You know, I got them standing on their hill, and I seen it and I just knew that I needed to have that piece on my body somewhere. So the next tattoo after that we'll go to is my other arm, because my left arm is quite bare, but my right arm is beginning to fill up now. We'll go to the scroll, the English script that I have written on my arm, which is probably at the beginning of every Disney movie, and it's the music, and it's from the lyrics of Pinocchio as well, which is the "When you wish upon a star." And then there's a Minnie Mouse head just on my wrist starting of that as well. This was probably the second or third tattoo I got in my life at this point, and the pain threshold for that I probably would say was not so bad, to be honest. I think, I mean, I was younger then, so I think it was probably, I only say about a 7 out of 10. It probably only took about 80 minutes to do. More of the writing, and I needed that because that represented to me my love in Disney films. I love Disney films. Pinocchio is another one that I've grew up with. I'm a massive Disney fan. I can't reiterate that enough. But yeah, and then on beside of that I do have the Disney castle key, with again a rose wrapped around it and the mini bow on top of that. I actually seen this piece on Google. I was just searching to see what people had as Disney tattoos, and I seen this key and I thought, that's amazing. It's almost like the key to my heart for Disney, and I just needed it. And I was actually treated by my fiance for my birthday for this, so I definitely went and got it then because I just needed it. The next one that I'm going to is fairly quite new. Now, I'm a massive Friends fan, and if you know me personally, I probably can get quite irritating when it comes to rephrasing Friends quotes in like daily life situations, and I just can't help it. And I'd probably say if I was to choose who I would be out of a character of Friends, it would be Phoebe. But yeah, I could probably put a character out of Friends to everyone that I know or meet in life. So I wanted to get the door symbol, and I'll be there for you in quotation above that. Just as I mean, it's quite a nice, you know, it's quite a nice tattoo, and I'll be there for you. I mean, I love to support people, I love to show people love, and I'm all about the good vibes. So I think that is, again, a representation of myself with the love of Friends as well. And then another one is my mini tattoo. So my mini tattoo was actually done by the same tattoo artist that did my Beauty and the Beast tattoo, the rose in the glass vase, and he was actually an apprentice at the time. So for an apprentice to do this kind of work really fascinated me and put so much confidence in knowing that I had chosen a really good tattoo artist at the time. It did take a little while, it took about 4 hours because obviously he was learning, but he perfected it and I absolutely loved it, still love it, and it's still kept its colour and its lining, and I love Minnie Mouse, she's absolutely adorable. Even my mum now will still buy me little Minnie Mouse key rings, or she'll buy me little Minnie Mouse teddies, and again it's Disney, so yeah, I had to have this piece, it was beautiful, and he actually designed that for me, which I loved. The next tattoo we'll go through from there is the Bambi tattoo. My Bambi tattoo is another new one which I got done the same time as I got the Friends tattoo. Now Bambi is such a sad storyline, but it ends up being a good storyline, and it's probably one of the oldest Disney films that I can recollect, and my mum loves Bambi. He is beautiful. Even when my tattoo artist now that does my tattoos was doing it, he was like, oh my god, I can't actually work out why I find this little dude adorable, like it's just his look, and he's just perfect and I absolutely love him to pieces. I do have a bomb on my inner wrist of this arm with the initial L in. Now my real name does begin with L, as you know, my name is Leona, and my fiance's name is L as well, and he has the matching tattoo on his opposite wrist. So when we hold hands, very cliche and cheesy, they actually match together. So yeah, that was really nice for us to kind of have that done together, and it was our first proper like commitment vibe, so it was really nice. And then on top of that, I went a little bit extra further. So my partner has created a name for himself in his industry he works in, which is the vaping industry, as Jack Zap. And I seen this little character in a ink tattoo book in the tattoo parlour that I go to, and he just screamed Jack Zap, and that was what my partner's name has created. And it looks almost like if Jack Skellington could have a son, this definitely would be him. And he's holding a little love heart balloon, so I've stuck him right on top of the bomb, which I believe Jack Zap should sit. So I love that tattoo. I mean, again, the pain threshold for the arm tattoos I'd probably say are equivalent to each other. I'd probably say an 8 out of 10 depending on how much colour work is in them, but again, each person is different, each person's pain threshold is, you know, it's different. We then have a humongous aerial piece on my thigh. Now this aerial piece, I'm known as Ariel in the vaping industry. I'm very blessed to be known as Ariel now. I didn't know Ariel was going to be a brand, so I needed to kind of commit that to myself, and I just needed her on my body. And when I seen this and how beautiful it is, I just thought, wow, that is beautiful. And my best friend actually made me aware of this piece, and when I seen it I was like, I'm in love. I fell for a tattoo that I need to get. The pain threshold for this was probably about, again, 8 out of 10. It took 5 hours, but again, I wouldn't regret it. We then will move to the back of my thigh, which is a bit of a cheeky tattoo. It's a pair of bum cheeks in a heart, and you know, it says it's not going to spank itself. I mean, I observingly have quite a large rump, and yeah, I mean, I think that's the whole reason behind it. I thought it was really cheeky and I thought it was really fun. It was really, really elegantly done, and it's quite vintage, which I like too, so yeah, I had that. I have a humongous quote on my back too, which is from Eminem, and it was, dealing with backstabbers, there was one thing I learned. They're only powerful when you've got your back turned. And I just thought, from an idol that I have idolised all my life, I grew up listening to his songs from such a young age, he's so powerful, I thought I need to have that. That on my back is amazing, because we've all gone through bad stages where people have done bad things to us, so, and I definitely have, so that on my back meant so much to me. I then have a humongous love heart dream catcher with 3 feathers on my back. That's quite personal to me, but at the same time as well, I always believe that your dreams are there without you knowing, so having a dream catcher on my back, I always forget about it, and sometimes when I look at it I think, oh, that's really sweet, I forget I have that, and it's really beautiful, which is a little bit like dreams, you know? If you have a dream in life and you want to go for it, sometimes it's not there, but if you put your focus into it, you can grab it. So that's the reason why I got this dream catcher on my back. I then have my throat piece, which is also, I have some writing under my chin which says Belle Moi, which means beautiful soul. And I thought that was really beautiful as well, especially to have it in French. I think French is such a beautiful, elegant language, and just the way it rolls off your tongue as well is lovely, and to have it right on your throat, because I hate to speak of any hate or negativity, so I thought that would fit really well. The Love Heart diamond piece, now I have an extension, this was an extension, sorry, to my shoulder piece. My shoulder piece is a lot of roses with a diamante gem in the middle of that, so I wanted something diamante. And my heart in my throat, I mean, when people say, you know, oh my gosh, I've got my heart in my throat, it's usually done for, you know, sad reasons, but I think it's good sometimes to know that you're quite a sympathetic and loving person. And on top of that, it was a pretty cool design. I loved it and I needed it doing, so I wanted it done. And to be honest, I think that's what a lot of my tattoos are about as well. I wanted them, I don't regret them, and I wanted them done. So, and you know, on top of that, I'm not going to stop. I have an aim in my head where I want to go to with my ink on my body, which I'm sure so many other people do. And you know, at the end of the day, my body was a blank canvas, and I am literally just decorating it with memories, with you know, lovable quotations and Disney pieces from my childhood, and things that mean a lot to me. And even if we do make some mistakes sometimes, then you know, that's what happens. So moving on to my sternum, or should I say my ribcage, under boob area, whatever you want to call it, I got Forever and Always, which was an extension piece to my chest, which says Happily Ever After. Now, the reason why I got Happily Ever After on my chest was because, again, to do with Disney, Happily Ever After, that's something that every person wants to achieve. At the end of the day, you know, it doesn't matter if you're a millionaire or if you are broke or if you are just trying to enjoy life. That's the key to it, enjoying it. You want to be happy. So again, relating to Disney and real life, I thought Happily Ever After on my chest was amazing. Now, personal fact behind this tattoo as well, the reason why I got that was because I breastfed my son for over a year, and I felt like my boobs had extremely sunk. If any mums are out there that have breastfed, you'll probably understand what I'm saying. And I felt like I was just chest, like flat chest. Even though I still have, you know, a boob, my chest felt very flat. I don't know if it was an age thing as well, but I just felt like I needed something to kind of maybe feel a little bit more secure again. I wouldn't say it was a major insecurity, but it was an easy kind of piece of my body to kind of cover up with a tattoo, and worked really well. So extending to that was my under boob area, which was Forever and Always. I've always wanted my torso tattooing. not so much my lower tummy or my middle abdomen, but the upper of my tummy I've always wanted tattooing. I think it looks absolutely stunning on pictures, and forever and always I thought fitted so well. Now, I've recently only had this tattoo done, and the pain threshold on this, I'm debating whether I would actually give birth again, because I forgot what that's like now, but I have not forgotten what that pain was like, and that was a good solid 11 out of 10. I think this was the first tattoo I've actually verbally and vocally said ow, and I even tried to ask my tattooist, please just continue, try not have many breaks, because I just need this doing right now. Like, I needed it doing. If I would have stopped, I would have stopped, that was it, and only a quarter of it would have been done. But I'm so happy it's there now, and I'm glad that I tolerated that pain because I love it. I do have my sides tattooed too. So on my right side I have what you can make of a pocket watch and 2 roses either side with the time of my son's birth, which was 5/13. Now this has extremely blotched together. Now obviously that depends on the artist themselves. This was done by an artist probably only about a year after my son was born, or not even that, probably about 8 months after my son was born. And I don't know if it's grew out in time. I don't think tattoos are supposed to do that, but I have discussed trying to extend that and sort it, make it a bit cleaner with my tattoo artist, because if I do get that covered up, it's just going to be like a black barcode across my body, because it is quite big, it is quite dark. So hopefully we'll be able to revamp that somehow, because it is quite a meaningful tattoo. So on my left side, I actually have a sugar skull. Now the sugar skull tattoo was pretty funny really. I worked alongside my best friend at the time, and she came in with the most beautiful scarf on with a lot of sugar skulls all up imprinted all over it. And I just looked at this sugar skull and I just went, I need that tattooed. I've wanted my side tattooed, and I think I've just found it. So we did a little bit of research, found the design, I printed it off, and within 2 weeks of seeing that I then had it tattooed on my side. So yeah, she was another one for one of my tattoos. It's the same friend who actually tagged me in the piece for my aerial tattoo on my thigh. So again, she was the one behind the sugar skull tattoo. Underneath that we have the most beautiful little BB-8 and Stormtrooper head with a little mini pixel heart in the middle of them, with some writing saying, "Until death do us part." Now I know a lot of OG Star Wars fans are going to be like, "Nah," but when Star Wars got sent over to Disney, I was absolutely over the moon. I did go and see The Force Awakens and I absolutely loved it, and that is when I fell absolutely in love with BB-8. So I just thought this was an excellent time to get these little characters tattooed on my side. And the pixel heart was because I loved the design, and I loved the fact everything fitted underneath the sugar skull, "Until death do us part," and the fact that, you know, I absolutely loved that it all fitted. I do have some little tattoos on my feet. I have Mummy tattooed on my right foot with 3 symbols of love, friendship and strength, because I think that's what combines me and my mum. We are so alike, and my mum did have me when she was 18, and I mean she was a very young mum, but I think that's benefited me and her more, because just the bond that we have, sometimes it can be a little bit frustrating because we can be more like sisters, where we'll be like, mainly me stealing her stuff, but excuse me, but she, oh my god, I'm so sorry, but she has Leonie tattooed on her foot, and I think she needs the symbols as well, because I put the symbols on my foot because I mean I am a size 7 to 8 foot, I'm 5'10", so my feet are quite big, so I needed something to fill out my foot where my mum's feet are quite dainty. So I thought the perfect thing to match her, with her having my name on her foot, would be me to get Mummy on mine, and I absolutely love it, and every time I look at it I turn into the little girl that she's brought up. So yeah, it means so much to me. And then on my left foot I have a little small footprint which is coloured in blue, and that's an imprint of my son, because wherever I walk I've always got my son on my mind, and I hope for him to follow in my footsteps, because I mean I think that's what every parent's wishes are for, especially if you feel like you're doing well in life, or you feel like you just want your child to be proud of you as a parent. And it's quite a funny story actually. This tattoo was done for me for a bottle of Jack Daniel's whiskey. So yes, it was my friend's uncle who had a tattoo gun and had previous tattooing skills, and I said, yeah, all right, let's do a tattoo on my foot. It did hurt a little bit. I felt like he went a little bit deep, but it's there and I'm still alive, so yeah, it was really cool and it was really cute. And yeah, I love all of my tattoos, so thank you so much for following me on my tattoo journey, and please stay and follow me more, because I am not done yet. We do have aims and goals, and mine at the moment is to continue with my ink until I am probably about 70%, 75% body covered. The only places I won't get inked are probably my genitals, my bum cheeks, around my boob area and my face. But yes, other than that, I think I want some nice ink work just to cover my body. I think it's just using your body as a blank canvas and decorating it. I know a lot of ink lovers, a lot of tattoo lovers out there always get the same questions of what are you going to do when you're older. I always say, as my skin gets wrinkly, I can look back through my skin on time and just remember the tattoos that I got and try and piece them up, and you know, maybe sit there having fun with my grandkids trying to figure out what they say. I don't know, but I love them now, and that's the main thing. And as long as you look after your ink and you're providing yourself with lots of love and care, then what's the deal? But yeah, thank you so much. And I do actually have another ink session next week, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a few more after that, so stay tuned to my YouTube. If you have liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Go and subscribe to my channel if you're loving my content, and as always, I appreciate your support.